MTDCNC have taken a trip to Hales Owen this afternoon, and we've come to a company called MJ Sections, where we're going to talk to Keith Clow, who's the Regional Sales Manager for CMZ, about some machines that he's recently installed here. Good afternoon, Keith.
Good afternoon, Paul.
Thought this would be a good opportunity to talk to you about CMZ, why MJ Sections have invested in your machinery, and exactly what machines they've got.
Well, MJ Sections were looking for a very rigid and robust machine because of the abrasive materials and hard materials that they use. They needed something that was very rigid to be able to produce their components. They started investing in CMZs about 3 years ago, where they bought the TC range of machines.
Okay.
They have 3 machines currently, with a 4th on order, which is an identical machine to the one we can see behind us, the TC20YS. Okay,
and did you get involved in all the sales of all the machines?
Absolutely, yeah. Once the first one was installed, very quickly they realised that it was a good, robust and rigid machine.
And with the CMZ machines, you've got features on them that aid that?
Yes, the hardened and ground ways in all axis. We have a metal-to-metal setup with just a very thin film of oil. That gives it a very robust and rigid and accurate setup.
So that's on the machine's traverse. When we look at the spindles and the turrets, do you offer high torque spindles as well?
Yes, all our spindles are fully integrated motor spindles, which gives the rigidity in the spindle.
So there's no belts?
No belts, no transmission of vibration, etc. They're also very quick for a machine of that size, 30 metres a minute.
In the rapids, 30
In the
metres.
rapids on all axis on the TC range, and the faster acceleration, deceleration of the spindle motor as well.
Right. And then on the turrets themselves, have you got quite high torque ratings on those?
Yes, we have. They're very powerful turrets. Again, because of the rigidity of the machine, we're able to put up to 16 kilowatts of power through the driven tools, which is more than some milling machines in some shops.
So the milling capacity is got a lot of power as well then? Not
Absolutely.
Just the turning, but the milling too?
Yes,
yeah.
and also we have the added benefit of having a 16 station turret on the TC range.
As opposed to most machines offer 12, don't they? So
Offer
you've got
12
4
or even
extra
6.
stations.
Yes, absolutely. This machine behind us also has a sub-spindle facility as well, and a Y-axis.
So what about the controls on the machines, Keith? I noticed they're FANUC. What particular models do you...
All our controls are the latest FANUC 30 series controls. On the simple 2 and 3 axis machines we use 32i. On the multi-axis sub-spindle and Y-axis machines we go for the 31i controls. Also linked to that are the latest HVI FANUC motors, which are smaller in size, allowing us to have a more compact design, and they're regenerative motors, so they use slightly less power.
And on the machines themselves, where are they built? They're European-built machines, are they?
Yes, they're built in northern Spain, just south of Bilbao, a family-owned business. They've been building machines since the early 70s and are very, very passionate about the quality of the machines that come out of their factory.
So how many machines a year do CMZ sell?
CMZ sell about 400 machines a year. We only sell into 5 countries in Europe, the UK being one, France, Spain, Italy and Germany.
So with the machines, tell us about the service and support offered by CMZ in the UK.
We have an office in Rugby. We have a telephone-based hotline with an engineer on that, who's also our service manager. We also have 4 engineers which are multi-skilled. They will install and service machines. They will look at maintenance and repair, and also they do our training for us as well.
So tell us about this machine then, Keith.
Well, this is a TC20. This is about the middle of the TC range. It has a 16 station driven tool turret with up to 16 kilowatts. It has a sub-spindle and also a 65mm bore 8-inch chuck main spindle.
And what sort of capacity is on the machine itself? Is it 65mm bar?
Yeah, we've got 65mm bar, 800 in the Z-axis. We also produce this machine in a long bed version, which is 1350 between centres.
So you can have a part that's over 1 metre in length, supported on both the sub and the main spindle?
Absolutely, and on the long bed versions we have a tailstock available to us.
So what's the Y-axis dimension on this machine?
We've got a total of 140 millimetres on the Y-axis travel.
So for off-centre milling and drilling, that's ideal then?
Absolutely, yeah, it's very important.
Yeah, so PCDs, milling flats.
Yeah, opening slots out, etc. Yeah.
And I noticed you've got, look, it's the box guideway construction that you mentioned already.
Yes.
Plenty of rigidity.
Also with the Y-axis, it's on a vector construction, so it's a very rigid setup on that.
And then when a part is finished machined, it comes out of from the collet chuck into the parts catcher, into the bin. And
yeah, we have a couple of variants, either with just a standalone parts catcher or one indeed with a conveyor to move the part out into a separate box.
And you've also got a new machine that's just been launched. Tell us about that.
Absolutely, yeah. We have the TA range of machines now. As I mentioned, this machine is available in 2 lengths. The TA range is available in 3 lengths, 400, 640 and 1100. All available with Y-axis and a sub-spindle if necessary.
Right, so a complete multitasking range.
Absolutely, and a slightly more compact machine than this.
So if this machine wasn't quite big enough, Keith, what would be the next machine up?
Well, we can go up to a maximum of 95 millimetres on the bore of the spindle, which is 48 kilowatt, and more importantly, 1500 newton metres of torque.
So a 48 kilowatt motor?
Yes,
integrated spindle motor?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So what sort of chuck size would that be?
We can go up to a 500 millimetre chuck.
The big question that engineers are always interested in, what about price? How do you fare on price?
We're very competitive because we have a very flat organisation both at the factory and in the UK. The machines are built, locally in Europe. We don't have the shipping costs involved with some of the Far Eastern machines, and we can be very competitive when we need to be.
So we've got quality, performance and price.
Absolutely everything.